Hey, what's up? This is Zach from Hockey Dad, and I'm here chatting with Milky.
It's not too long now till you guys take to the stage at Groovin The Moo, which is like super exciting. What are you guys most looking forward to about performing at the festival?
The whole experience, the whole tour experience, really. We've only ever played the one in Canberra a few years ago. I think we've won the Triple J Unearthed competition to open up the stage in Canberra. And that was so much fun. All of our friends that have played all the other festivals there say it's the best one to play. The crew's amazing. The locations are good. So all of it, I can't wait to get on the road.
Yeah, so sick. And so obviously it's been like a rough few years for everyone, but quite in particular the music industry. But everything's back in the swing of no restrictions and full-on shows. So what are you guys like bringing to your set? Not only at Groovin The Moo, but also like your current tour to make it the ultimate Hockey Dad live experience after 2 years of little to none.
I think we just turned the amps up an extra maybe 15%, 25%. I think, yeah, we've had so much time off. Every time we're playing now, we're just so excited to be doing it. There's a lot more energy in our sets now, a bit more enthusiasm instead of, being on the road for 3 years straight. You kind of get a little deflated, I suppose, doing a live set, but now it's like they don't come along very often. So we're really into it and just giving it 110%.
Awesome, love it. And so kind of like looking at performing kind of like, pre-2020 versus now, how do you think audiences are responding to live music in terms of like that hunger to experience a live show? And also like, what are your feelings towards it now?
Yeah, I think it's just definitely some relief and excitement to be able to just go to a packed out venue again, and it's pitch black and the bar line's 300 meters long. There's a kind of excitement. I think everyone feels it. We're getting super excited going back and playing shows again now in big venues and in smaller venues as well. And you can really feel it in the crowd. People, waiting around. Excitement in the crowd is just explosive now. Everyone's had so much time off and they're just begging to get some live, loud music. So yeah, and we kind of feed off that as well. You get into the show and it's the first one in a while and people are just off the bat ready to go. It's been really good.
How important is it performing live in terms of making that in-person connection with the audiences, who do love and resonate with your music?
It's super important. I think it's probably the funnest part of touring is kind of like getting to know the audiences from different, venues and different towns and kind of connecting with them. It kind of makes a live show worth going to and it makes a live show that much better. You can see a band kind of play to like a big stadium room and you never know what's going on really. You're just kind of there for the music. But when you get maybe in a bit of a smaller venue, when you can get that connection and get the crowd involved and really part of the set, it just makes it so much better.
Which 3 songs do you guys love playing live the most? And like always has to be in your set list, like the ultimate 3.
First of all, I'd have to say Sweet Release is probably one of my favorites because I don't have to sing it and I can kind of have like a few minutes break off the mic and I can kind of walk around and really take in the atmosphere of the whole show for once in a while. Like I'm just not as busy during that song. So it's kind of like my holiday in the set. That's one of my favorites. I really like playing Good Eye as well off our new record because Steve, who's playing bass with us, he sings a lot on it as well. And we have some nice harmonies going. So that's a fun thing to do during the set. What else? The third one. I don't know. Maybe Keg off the new record as well. It's like the slower one. A little more chilled out. That one's a fun one to do if you're kind of blasting people for 45 minutes to slow it down and just have something quiet happen once in a while. That's one of my favorites too.
Love it. Also great. How do you think like performing live has shaped your own artistry? Because obviously, you guys have like extensively toured and are like known for being quite a great live act. So how do you think that's kind of fed into your artistry and approach to creating?
I think the intensity and just the funness of a live show kind of bled into our work where we were looking to kind of find songs and write songs that would resonate live and be really powerful live and be fun to play live. So I think that kind of shaped us as well. We would do shows, we would have mellower songs, but I think we kind of started searching for that more live energy in our recorded tracks as well. So then when you do kind of play them live, it kind of jacks it up a little more. So I'd say that's probably how it's bled in. Yeah, just the intensity and the fun nature of our live shows. And we just like to have a good time and scream and shout. And I kind of think that's worked its way into our recordings.
And so what do you guys have in store for the rest of 2022? I mean, I know you guys are going to New Zealand and USA. Any new music?
Yeah, I know. We got some overseas stuff, which I'm so excited about. Can't wait to go. And then, yeah, new music's on the way. I was just downloading some stuff on my computer here before we started this. got some mixes here, some new tracks. We'll have new music this year for sure. It's all there. We're just kind of sorting through the pile of what we want to use and what we want to do with it all, because we kind of have a lot, which is a good thing, I suppose. We have a lot of new stuff to sift through and work out. So it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. How do you kind of like go about curating like so many songs down to like one succinct like body of work?
I don't know yet. I'm still in that process. This record, especially, we kind of did 2 sessions in the studio about 6 months apart. And we've got a fair few songs, definitely more than a record, and probably almost more, like enough for a double album, but I doubt we'll be doing a double album. So we've kind of got to cut it back almost half. But it's I think for us, we just like to kind of listen through it all and try and kind of change up the scenery of it and work out the track listing and kind of just play around with songs back to front and like next to each other. And like there's a little bit of variety in all these new songs as well. So you kind of have to pick what kind of record you want to put out. We've kind of, there's almost like 3 or 4 records sitting within these bunch of songs. So we kind of have to figure out which ones we want to really go with and which ones like we might step back from. It's tricky. We're kind of in that process right now, and it's very daunting.
Yeah, I'm sure, but also probably exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's exciting to know you've got so many songs that are ready to go, and can't wait to just start playing them all, really. Lately, it's been like the Rolling Stones, You Am I, one of our big ones. There's bands like, but originally there was bands like Royal Headache in Sydney and Bad Dreams, DC Death Rays. They all kind of like lit the fire in us to get started. But I mean, overall, the bigger ones now have been like, the Stones. We've been really getting into the Clash and Devo lately as well. So those are some big ones for me. It'd probably be with somebody like Buck Owens or something, but unfortunately he's not alive. So it would have to be a dream. It could be like the Living Ends debut record. I think that kind of really put a fire up me. All those songs with that record is just still insane. And it kind of, that was what me and all my friends were listening to at that time. And we tried to cover, every song on that album. And that probably really got us going as a band. So it'd have to be the Living End, self-titled. Maybe Jaws. Let's redo Jaws. A big weird, like, let's just change it all. Clean the slate of Jaws, get rid of that theme music. Try work something else out. Just do it. I feel like that'd be pretty hard, but it'd be a fun challenge. I gotta go Miley Cyrus. Yeah. Party in the USA. It's too good. Gee, that's a good question. It's probably like a Jack Johnson song or something when I was like 8 years old. I don't know exactly. Let's probably Taylor by Jack Johnson. Let's go with that. Ben Lee at the Yellow Woolshed and Sparkadia were supporting. I think I would have been maybe 10. My parents took me. That was my first one I remember. That kind of like lit the spark in me. I was like, I think I want to do this. Went to AC/DC at where was that, like Ace Arena? That was like the craziest. I don't know if it was the best, but it was pretty insane. Actually, there was a festival in Germany that we played a little while ago with Skeggs and the Chats, and we were all playing this same stage. It was like a tree house. It was just this wooden shack built in the woods, and we all just played that. That would have been one of my favorite shows, one of the best shows I've seen. Not our set, but the other ones. I reckon it was Ben Lee's, like 2 days after that gig, I reckon I went and bought the Ben Lee album. That would have been my first one. Spice Girl. Probably like Curly Spice or something, wouldn't it? They'd have to be pretty broad. I'd go with Curly Spice. It's got a bit of a ring to it. For me, some of the drive-in shows we did not last year, the year before, the 2 drive-in shows we did for the release of Brain Candy, they were pretty special, just considering the timing and what was happening and the fact that we still got to play them. And it was such a strange show, such a weird experience, but it was super memorable for us, and it's there for us to remember all the time now. So I'd say that'd be one of my favorite ones. I've been getting into a lot of jazz clarinet lately, just putting that on. Not very guilty, but I mean, it's definitely different to what people might expect. But that and just a lot of country music. Everyone gets sick of me playing country music in the van. That's probably it. I could listen to it forever. Maybe Prince. Prince would be a big one. I think he did a lot. I don't even know. That's a big one. Let's go with Prince. Just enjoy what the year's going to bring, because it could be the last year of it all. Kind of wish I've told myself that a year before the pandemic. Yeah, enjoy every show in every town you go to, because it might be the last time you're there. When I saw School of Rock, that movie, it's probably when I found out I wanted to, at least when I wanted to play guitar, maybe not in a band or whatever, but I think that was it. That was when I realized music was super cool, and that's all I wanted to do.